I always have this problem that when people want to start something, they always think about just funding. They don't understand there are like a lot of things which is required before funding. So what's your take on it?
I think you rightly said that funding is not only one issue that we need to tackle, but there are other issues.
Hello everyone, welcome to One Step Closer podcast by Kainth. I'm your host Kamaljeet Kainth. Often in startup world, there is a myth that only business owner can teach you the business. Yes, this is correct that business owners do have the insights of their business, but it doesn't guarantee that it should apply on your business too. Especially if you are a startup who is thinking about to start or to think about ideas and want to wonder whether your idea is going to be successful or not, then you have to think like a researcher. You need to research your idea, you need to build your idea, and you can learn these things from many people. Today, I am privileged to have one of my friend, my colleague, Dr. Satwinder Singh with us, who's not only pursuing his research in natural language processing, but he follows exact same step which is required when you build your product. So today we are going to talk about that what are the key essential skills which are required for early stage startup. If suppose you are starting your venture or you just planning to test out your idea, then what are the skills required for you to convert that idea into some minimum viable product. So without wasting time, let's welcome Satwinder on board. Hi Satwinder, hope you are doing well.
Hi, Kamal. Thanks for inviting me to this podcast. I'm doing great. I had interview. Sorry, we have to delay this podcast. But anyways, good to see you.
Yes, for this
Yeah.
podcast, I waited for like nearly a week and 5 hours, but that's I think worth
Yeah.
of it.
Hi, everyone who's listening to Kamaljeet Kainth, the one and only, one of my, best friend and mentor. So my name is Satwinder. I recently finished my PhD from Massey University, New Zealand. And you can call me Dr. Singh, by the way.
Our privilege, sir, our privilege. And before he sorry to interrupt Satwinder, and he is the first one among us who got a PhD degree, that too from the foreign university. That I want to add, and we really proud of you, brother.
Thank you
So
so
please
much.
continue.
And I think, so doing PhD in international setting is always tough. I mean, doing PhD in your home country where you know people, where you have family support, you don't really have to worry about working as well as, worry about your meals and stuff. But foreign is totally different. It's crazy. You have to deal with everything. And yeah, it is different and difficult at the same time. So, yep, and good to be here.
Before Satwinder we start, I just want that you tell our audience that what was your research. I know this include very technical thing, but it is something related to India. It is something related to our Punjab and the wonderful work you have been compiled in your research, which is exactly like developing a product, or maybe you can start your business in near future, and One Step Closer will help you. So please introduce your research work. Yeah.
Kamal, basically, what we are doing in our research lab, we are building, speech processing capabilities for under-resourced languages, the languages that are not well represented in mainstream. It includes many languages, including, Punjabi. That was my main focus of my thesis. And what I've done is I created, a deep learning model to learn from little data. So Punjabi is considered as low resource languages because one of the low resource language, and we don't really have labeled data, which is very crucial thing in machine learning or deep learning. So what we done is we use a few techniques like data augmentation, pre-training and stuff, and using self-training methods to create a model that can learn from little data or unsupervised data. So we developed the model. So I would probably say that my model, which is basically focused on Punjabi, is the most accurate model to the date. If you compare with Punjabi automatic speech recognition from Google, it is certainly better than that. So yeah, so that is the part of that was a part of my PhD. But right now in my fellowship, I'm doing the same thing but in speech synthesis. So we are working with the New Zealand government, which is MBIE, Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, and National University of Singapore, to build technologies, speech technologies for under-resourced languages. And right now, the focus of our this project is Maori language, which is one of the official language of New Zealand. So we are working to create technologies for their native language.
I have seen your research, and hopefully I have contributed much on brainstorming part. Rest of the part, obviously,
Yeah,
when
I think we have a
you're,
lot of discussions lately, like when I was
yes,
stuck. And I remember a lot of
yeah.
the time I was calling you about different ideas, because part of my PhD also includes some signal processing. So, and as you are from electronics background, so I think you gave me a lot of insights, which is good.
Exactly, I am able to map this thing, that whatever you are doing is the exact step which entrepreneurs, which we tell many startup or new ventures to do. So there are a lot of things which are similar in your start in your research journey, which can be a roadmap for the newcomer, especially the students who are coming out of the university, or the innovator of any age, who just want to see that whether their idea is going to work or not. They want to do research. So according to you, when people are doing their initial research of their ideas, what are the key things required? What are the one key skill or the thing required for them to succeed in their whatever field they choose? Suppose they are in tech industry. Suppose we have both from tech industry. So suppose somebody is into tech industry. So what are the key skills, or what are the first thing which you will recommend to them?
I think there are a lot of factors when you see, when we are starting, developing a project or anything, the first thing I would say is the patience. The patience is indeed a very crucial trait for entrepreneurs or researchers, and especially for small business owner, it plays very significant role in the journey to success. I mean, it is very essential in building solid foundation for their product, navigating challenges, growth and scaling their businesses, relationship building, managing finances, avoiding burnouts, cultivating resilience, and lastly, long-term vision for their business. So I think this is most crucial factor whenever you're starting your business. So you have to practice the power of patience. You have to practice how you can be patient enough to go through all those important steps to start a business.
Wow, well said. See, I have a lot of startups, Satwinder, you will not believe, who come to us and they are in hurry to, to convert their ideas into some real startup. But this is the thing they are missing out. Especially this is the thing which is required when they doing initial research, or when they are developing some, you can say, proof of concept for their thing. So patience is really matters a
Mhm.
lot when they're starting. But there arises a question that whenever we say about a startup, startup is about all about growing fast. So especially who are in tech industry, they can relate with you. What suggestion you will give to the people who are from non-technical background, or suppose they want to start something like some venture around maybe a cafe, maybe something in car washing, or those kind of stuff. So what you will recommend to them?
I think for non-technical people, Kamal, it follows the same step of patience. Like, for example, if you're a non-technical person, yeah, you're doing, different stuff. You're not doing coding or you're not doing anything else, but you can still practice different, patient strategies like research. is the main part. You can, anybody can read, right? So they can just do simple
Exactly.
Google search, and then they will get the results. So just market search for your product, what you're going to launch, or what you want to work on, what are your ideas. Just search it, be patient with it, just put your time, before you go for a big product. They can contact people like you, and you people can help them out to bring their ideas to life. Yeah.
Exactly, Satwinder. I share you a funny story when we are talking about patients. There are, the startups, not even like younger people. There are some people who are already running the business. They came to us. They said, okay, we are want to go for a brand. And when you ask them, okay, what research you have done, you believe me or not, they haven't went to the second page of the Google. They was see like, okay, these are the three results, these are the top three results, and we are done with our research. Okay, there is nobody like, they like, nobody is doing what we want to do, we are the king, because they think like, and in this particular area they have established a business, so they have all the insight. Nowadays these concept of opening a ventures, starting a startup is like global. You never know like if you have built something over it and you face some intellectual property right infringement later, so it become vital to go for research, not only about your ideas but also that what is happening in the market. That's the great piece of advice which everybody
Yeah,
can has.
exactly.
So Satwinder, can you share example how practicing patience can lead to the better decision making for entrepreneurs? Like we have talked, like it can improve the things, but how this practicing patience at first level can improve the decision making of a researcher, of an innovator, or who is working on your venture. I know personally that when you were doing all the research and you were able to, like we were able to make some decision, okay, this is the final thing. We were not sure about the end result, but I know that your decision making power was much more than me. That okay, this is my intuition, this is my gut feeling, and then we also talked about that it came like you have practiced the patient while taking those decisions. So how this patience can work or can improve the decision making process?
Certainly, Kamal. Let's consider an example of how you can practice patience, which can lead to better decision making and favorable outcome for any business. So, for example, imagine you are a business owner not business owner actually, you are initial beginner entrepreneurs, and who wants to start a small skincare, eco-friendly skin products. And you've been working on developing new idea and for past several months, and now excited to launch it. And here are the things that you can practice in terms of patience that can come into play. So first thing first is thorough market research. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
So instead of rushing to launch your new product line, you just practice patience by conducting thorough market research. You can take the time to understand your target audience, their preferences, needs, buying behavior. This patience is gathering insight help you to tailor your product offering to better meet customer demands. And furthermore, product development. So at this stage, you patiently invest time in perfecting the formulation, packaging, and presentation of your skincare products. And further, you can test and feedback. So at this stage, before launching, you practice patience by testing your new product on small scale, like gathering feedback from select group of customers. This can allow you to identify any potential issues or improvement that needs to be addressed before full launch. And then you can also build anticipation. Instead of immediately going into the market, you just create anticipation by teasing your product line on social media. Or we have a lot of social media these days. People use Instagrams and
Yeah.
stuff, and even TikTok. It's crazy. You can just boost up your product on these platforms. And then you can Also engage with stakeholders. Like, patience is exercised when you engage with potential partners, suppliers, and retailers. You take the time to negotiate favorable
Yes.
terms, ensuring the distribution channels and partnership that are aligned with your business goals. And then launch strategy. At this stage, you can develop
Yes, yes.
comprehensive launch strategy that include well thought of marketing campaign, collaboration with influencers, and target promotions.
Exactly. It's like you took a patient, you like outlined the entire journey of an entrepreneur, and it's look like patience is
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's
Patience is not
Kamal.
something related to the initial phase. Yeah, it's yeah, it's like the patience is required at each and every
Yeah,
moment. But I want to add here. I want to add here. Sorry to interrupt, Satwinder. I want to add here. Sometimes people, they don't. They take patience as a sign of procrastination. Sometimes they become lazy. Sometimes they say okay. Sometimes it's in their mind. It's their intuition that there is a need of urgency, but they keep a mask of patience and do nothing. This is the like silver line between the having a patience and taking the fast action, which is the nature of a startup or a fast going business. So I think that need to be taken care at that time. So Satwinder, it's like I know you from many years. I don't even remember. It's like 10 or 15 years
oh
maybe,
yes,
or more than
yeah, I
that.
think so.
Yeah, it's always like you were always someone like if I remember our MTech time, you were into computer science, I was into electronics and computer. So there, I think there is the first time I was working on some like products like Arduino. Then this mindset has came into mind. Okay, these are the things we can do. I can start my business or I can develop my products. So, what was, according to you, what was the scenario of these startup and entrepreneurship was then versus now? You are sitting in New Zealand. You are sitting in the top-notch universities where the culture of innovation is there. They promote they promote innovation. They promote entrepreneurial mindset at each and
Mhm.
every point of their education too. So, what do you think? Like, what's the basic difference you observe? The people who are, still in India. India is booming in entrepreneurship. But what is the basic difference you can observe? Like the people in India and the people who are practice innovation here. I have observed many things, but I want to listen.
I think, Kamal, the basic difference is the backup, like backup support you get here, like support from
Oh, okay.
university, and the funding that you get here is kind of push forward for your startup idea. So recently, like as I was telling you that we delayed a podcast because of my meeting with University of Auckland professor. So we were there in Bioengineering Institute today in University of Auckland, and they had like top floor for just companies that are just born with their PhD students. So yes,
Oh, that's
and the
wonderful.
professor Mark,
Yes.
he showed us that after PhD, people started producing bioengineering products like heart rate monitors with high accuracy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Biomedical feedback. So it was so nice to see that one floor was totally dedicated to small companies that are just born from where they studied, and they have offices and stuff, and it was like I was shocked. And similar to our university, our university gives so much of funding in prioritizing in research and innovation. Recently we have like one in alone I alone my lab, which is AI lab, got like in total like 5 million funds from different funding agencies
That's
like New Zealand
wonderful.
government, seed funding, and stuff. So I think the funding is the culture from the government is theirs, that we need to support people so that they can come up with innovative ideas. But as compared to India, it is a bit restrictive, and but I would say that the scenario that you are explaining, or I we are talking about, is it has been changed. When we were
Hmm.
doing MTech, it was, startups were nothing there. We never heard of that term. We were just focused on how to get the paper done, and then be done with MTech. And then there was nothing.
Yes, yes.
So nobody had any idea
Yeah.
that we can start a company or something you know
Yes, yes, exactly. I remember that. Firstly, like you talk about biomedical, and this was the field which I earlier want to be part of it to do the research, which I will do certainly in my late
Yeah, hopefully.
50s. That's something like goal. But here I really want to give respect to the my
Hmm.
mentors. Like Dr. Bhuta Singh was there. Dr. Deep Kamal Randhawa was there. Dr. Indu Saini from NIT Jalandhar was there. These were the person who literally forced us to do something practical, something genuine. And that was a time where I really thought about that. Okay, this is the greatest field I can in be, where I can research new things, I can develop patents which we did later, and I can, with the help of some agencies, can manufacture some biomedical products, which we filed some of the patents later, and we are still working on it. Some of the startups in my previous experience, they are doing wonderful. So that was the mindset there we have. But on the western side, if see, that was the phase where the people are not not giving something related to something on your idea. If you have, the sense of business is not there. I think this is the biggest difference I observed, that back in India, universities are more focused like what is the phase of startup, learning how what is in the startup instead of knowing the customers. Here, the every product they develop, they are more focused solving some real time problem, and that's why their research is to the other level. I
Yeah, I
think so.
totally agree with you. Like, I can tell you another story.
Yeah,
The other day, we were just walking
yeah.
by, and then a few students from, they were also PhD student here in Massey, doing food technology, and they just invited us to taste one of the, beetroot juice they were producing.
Oh,
So they gave us like
that's
few
wonderful.
samples and stuff. So they were survey.
Are they doing something with wine? Are they doing something with wine?
Not exactly.
That would be wonderful
No,
then.
I mean
So
they
it's
would
a
have
new
done
idea. They can
something.
do.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
So they were actually planning to launch their product. One of the biggest supermarket chain here, which is Pack and Save from New Zealand. So they were trying to launch that beetroot juice. Before actually launching, they were giving the taste and stuff to the
Yeah, yeah.
people so that they can get feedback, like how. So the
Yes,
essence of
yes, yes.
my this story is that you have to be practical in your ideas and stuff you know so that was the
Great,
thing
great.
that I didn't see when I was in India. There was only theoretical things people teach you in a class, but not much of practical in our days. But I think it certainly has changed over the time.
Yes, they are changed now, but still improvement is required. There is a scope improvement, and I think when there is a scope of improvement, new things, the innovation came from there. So that's exactly what is needed. And I really like the fact like a PhD student are converting like their research into some useful
Oh
products.
yeah, of course. I think it is the
Not
one
to
of the
say I know,
requirement.
yeah, yeah, I know, but I know many people. This is the only reason I'm not doing PhD or I delayed my PhD. That most of the things are on paper. People just have paper on paper on paper. But if you say, okay, what would be the first step if I want to develop a product? Then we'll say, read my paper. They have no clue that whether this product is going to be in the market or not.
Yeah.
What's your take? You talk about funding, you talk about the support you have. So I always have this problem that when people want to start something, they always think about just funding. But they don't understand there are like lot of things which is required before funding. So what's your take on it?
I think you rightly said that funding is not only one issue that we need to tackle, but there are other issues like focusing on what is required. what is the main idea of what is required in the market, for example.
What your customer
Yeah,
want, right?
exactly.
Right, what your customer want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally right. For example, you want to launch something. For example, take example of launching a candle business. There are a lot of candle businesses. What is different? What is a novelty in your product? Same in our research. There are a lot of machine learning models that are already there for solving problems. What is the novelty of your product? Your product is not novel enough, it will not attract customers, it will not look different, it will be the another candle business. So yeah, I think funding is not only the issue, it's like the mindset of the people that what is actually needed in the what are the gaps in the market, or and then how can we fill this gap, and how creative and innovative we can be to filling in the gaps. So these are the things that I think you can add it to the funding issues and stuff.
I'm a big fan of a self-belief. There were a lot of things which I done with the student team, or whenever I take new initiatives. Somehow I have a belief. If 10 people say no, you were in in the same university, we were teaching there. You
Yeah.
might have observed sometime you and one of our friend, let's name him here, Navdeep Singh, the one and only.
Navdeep sir.
Yeah, Navdeep 4. Yes, Navdeep, if you are listening to, you always say,
Yeah.
why you are doing this, why you are doing this, this is not going to happen. But I was the person who was like, okay, no, I can do this, there is the opportunity. So the thing I believe is self-belief. So according to you, to the young innovators or the people who are just starting into a new domain, they know nothing about it, but they really want to do something in that field. What is the importance of self-belief in their journey?
I think it is very essential part of anything, whatever you do. It's not just it's a very general thing. For example, if you are in day-to-day life, if you want to do something and you don't believe in it, then it will not happen. It
Yes,
started
yes.
with the idea in your mind that it could happen. So I think self-belief is very essential part of in entrepreneurial journey. So I think everybody should practice it, and it can impact your business a lot. Like, it can totally change the shape of what you're going to do and what were your plans.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, Satwinder, if you remember when we were working on some problems even in MTech, then luckily after 6 months we joined the same university. We were into teaching and developing some project. So initially you were solving some problems. I was into product development, and we literally start this Center for Innovation. There we were working on some problems which are related to coding and hardware. You were more on the coding part. And if you remember, we have a cafe over there, our favorite, Mr. Satwinder Singh from Rock Cafe. Oh, I love his coffee. Still, I miss
Yeah, I
his
remember
coffee.
him from one of the. I was invigilator one in one of their exams.
Yeah. So he started his cafe, from the university and everything. We were not involved. I was not involved in journey at that level because we were no. But later I have seen his growth. So if you remember, we were discussing things on the coffee, like standing there, the 10 minutes we get from our lectures and everything. So we were very positive in our mind that okay, we can make a proposal which can actually work, not on only on paper, that is acceptable, but it can be developed by later. Though we don't have the resources at that time to develop the products, but we have a positive mindset. So what's your take on this? Like how positive mindset we can be a great advantage to the young innovators or the entrepreneurs or the business owners who want to start their ventures?
I think, as you
Yes.
said, like positive mindset create a very nice layout for your future plans. So if you if you don't believe that your product could be on the shelf of a supermarket or something, then it is not going to happen. So if you are positive about your ideas or the techniques that you're going to develop later on to make that idea happen, then it is not going to happen. So I think the positive mindset, it's like a fuel to your car. It is like fuel to your dreams. If you don't have positive mindset, then you are always question every stage of your product.
Yeah.
you know
Yes.
so
Yes.
I think it is very essential as other things like patience and stuff. So I
Yes.
think
Yes. So
everybody who
questioning.
is, yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. The questioning to your product is essential, but in a positive manner. Then you start
Oh
like
yes, constructive feedback is it.
yeah. Yes. 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 So that's required. So. Uh, so, what's your take like the people who surround you? We always talk about like sometime we discuss the things in during our commute also, like when people were not there. So, what's your take on that? That how important is to get positive mindset people or the like-minded mindset people around you?
This is very interesting. It's like so when we were talking on coffee, and then it's not like you can talk these things to anybody. So it's like
Yes, yes.
special people that follows the same mindset that you have. So I think finding a like-minded people that can relate what you're talking to, and
Yeah.
that can
Yes,
understand
yes,
you,
yes, yes.
and that have some background information what you're talking about, some same background people. So it is very important to have those people in your circle that can encourage you to do things. The people who will say no, you will not able to do it, then that will not work for you. So you always keep people that are positive about yourself and the ideas that you have, you know and that will cultivate really lot of things, and they can contribute actually. you know
Yeah, that's wonderful. So, Satwinder, I know you have a busy schedule. Let's end our talk here. We will surely discuss this thing in detail. But we both were into teaching. You still are, but more into the managing part. I'm into the more the product development part, but still, fascinated by the concept of research. So, according to you, what changes in education segments are required? I think we should both should give views on this. First, you go here. That what kind of change in education system is required?
I think the change that I am looking into is supporting the people, by giving them fundings and stuff, and also changing the, university curriculum. It's very important. We are teaching the same subject, same courses over, I think, next 50 years, like last 50 years, we are teaching the same things. Market has changed, the product has been changed. The people who need the product, their requirements has changed.
You remember there was one teacher when we asked, okay, what to do, sir, what to do. This is my idea. Is okay. This is the thing. So he was the only one who was there who seems like okay, he will listen to you. When we go there, he literally say in Punjabi, देख लो कितना करना है. And you remember that and even after that sometime he used to say when you go literally see sir this is the report okay blah 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 these are the things we have done. Then he will ask a person who is not so confident in the group what you have done. Then that's his man, that's his master plan to demolish our all the morals and everything. So that
Yeah.
I think that matters the most. A support from teachers are needed. Like okay, these
Yeah.
people are new to business. They don't know business. Let's don't teach them business by books. Get them to the business owner. Get if possible. Tell them, show them some stories, or the practical things which where
Yeah.
they can develop their mindset, and they have a right to make decision there.
Yeah.
If they are making some decision by their own, that will eventually lead them to make a decision that yes, they want to start their own venture.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think that I totally agree with you. Like support from your, lecturers and teachers are like they can work wonders for you. Like if they can give you a positive, constructive feedback, then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And if there isn't any support, then it's tough.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So thank you very much, Satwinder, Dr. Satwinder, I should say.
Yes, I earned it actually.
Yes, yes, sir. Full respect to that. Taking time from your busy schedule.
Yeah,
It's
hopefully
like,
I'm getting paid for it because it's after hours. It's
yeah,
almost
you
7
can.
p.m. here in New Zealand.
Yes, yes, sir. We will write a blank check to you, which will, we will give after to you like,
Yeah.
50 years. Seriously, I can't, pay you like the knowledge you have, the knowledge you share. It's really a great, support from you all the time, and I really wish luck to you. And from the behalf of our listener, we would like to have you in our next season, where we are talking much into the detail about tech startups.
It was lovely talking to you, Kamal. It wasn't feel like recording an episode or something. It's just like talking over a phone. Yeah, it was
Yes,
lovely,
yes.
and I wish you and One Step Closer all the best. I think you will going to do wonders in life, and I believe in you. And
Ah,
yeah.
thanks. Thank you, man. So that's the thing. As Satwinder said, you are confident, your self belief, the practice of patience is required when you are starting your journey. If you have these things, nobody can stop you further. So, at One Step Closer podcast by Kent, we aim to get you one step closer to your dreams. We invite various innovators like Satwinder. We are going to invite various business owners, which will help you, which may motivate you to take the action which is required to get your dream into reality. Stay tuned, keep listening. This is Kamaljeet Kainth signing off.